It's officially war between DDG and Halle Bailey. No more playing nice? So check this out. Halle Bailey hit DDG with a restraining order, claiming he was abusive toward her and their 1-year-old son, Halo. And get this, the judge actually granted it. That means DDG can't even be near them. And if he does see Halo, it has to be under strict supervision. But now, DDG is clapping back hard. He's flipping the whole script and filing his own restraining order, this time against Halle. He's trying to stop her from taking Halo to Italy for 2 whole months while she films a movie. And he's not stopping there. DDG wants full custody of Halo, saying Halle's mentally unstable and pulling out receipts to back it all up. One of the wildest things he claims, that Halle once grabbed his gun while pregnant and stormed out the house without telling him a word. He says he found her outside, just standing there holding the weapon. No explanation, no warning. Then he drops another bomb. DDG says Halle even tried to get an abortion behind his back but changed her mind last minute. And it doesn't stop. DDG says just 2 months after Halo was born, Halle started sending him some serious messages. He says she threatened to take her own life, and he's got the screenshots. One message allegedly says, "This is proof you leave me hanging as a mother. You don't step up when I need you to. I'm begging you. I just found out you slept with Lala in Mexico." Don't forget that name, Lala, because she's at the center of the storm. According to the messages DDG shared, Halle allegedly texted him, "I'm going to off myself tonight. My son will not be around for it. I hate you forever. You can have him and let her be his mom." DDG was stunned and replied, "I can't believe you're acting like this." But Halle came right back, accusing him straight up, "You put your explicit inside her in Mexico." Let's rewind for a second. Y'all remember when Halle filed that restraining order and said DDG chipped her tooth? She claimed he slammed her head into the steering wheel during a heated argument. But DDG's story? Completely different. He says he showed up at her place just to pick up baby Halo for his scheduled custody time. That's when, according to him, Halle suddenly jumped in his car, trying to hash out parenting plans. Things got tense fast. He says she got all worked up climbing into the back seat and then started swinging on him. DDG says she kept hitting him, and in the middle of all that chaos, she flew forward and hit her head on the steering wheel. He's insisting that it was her own momentum, not him, that caused it. So now, DDG's still trying to block Halle from taking Halo overseas, and he's asking the court for sole custody. But guess what? The judge already ruled on part of it, and denied Halle permission to leave the country with their son. So that part's a win for DDG. Now back to the whole Lala situation, the name that had Halle spiraling. Turns out, Lala Batiste is more than just a name in a text. She's a streamer and a YouTuber who's been close to DDG for years. That connection is raising eyebrows, especially with all the messy drama that's been spilling out since. So here's where it all really starts getting messy. DDG was actually the one who helped Lala Batiste kick off her YouTube career. Yep, he put her on. Now fast forward to that infamous Mexico trip. Halle Bailey thought it was just a getaway with her and DDG, something private. But nah, turns out it was for someone's birthday and allegedly a whole group was there, not just the two of them. Now Lala Batiste did speak out and gave her side of the story. We'll get into that later, and you can decide for yourself if you believe her. But in the middle of all this chaos, DDG dropped even more disturbing text messages between him and Halle. And these are intense. One message from Halle said, "Answer the effing phone. Answer the effing phone. I'm gonna try one more time. If you don't answer, it is over forever. I'm not playing Daryl. That's it." DDG, clearly overwhelmed, replied, "I just want to be left alone, please." But it didn't stop. Halle came back with something chilling. "I'm calling for help. I have a knife. I'm calling for help, but you don't care, do you? Okay." And DDG replied, "Have a knife for what?" In another emotional thread, Halle poured her heart out. "You have ruined me and all of my happiness. You hang up when I'm begging for help. You are the only help I used to have." She went on, "You're so focused on being famous and having money when you don't even see what's right in front of you." And then she hit him with the betrayal. How could you go to Mexico and be with someone else? Clearly pointing at Lala Batiste again. But she wasn't done. Halle also said, how could you openly talk-ish about me to all your family and the women you want to sleep with? You want to ruin me, and you succeeded. These texts paint a very dark picture of what was going down behind the scenes. There's more, and it only gets heavier from here. Now this next round of messages, things go from tense to straight up heartbreaking. Halle texted DDG saying, I just thought we'd do what I wanted today since it's Mother's Day. But if you really want to go, you can. I'll just go home and pack. Hello? But instead of a calm reply, DDG hit back with panic. If you don't come back here, I'm gonna call the police. I don't want you to do something stupid. I'm giving you 5 minutes. You have a son. Then came the bombshell. He accused her of taking his gun. He followed up with, that gun has no safety. And then warned, put it down. That's nothing to play with. To drive his point even deeper, he sent her a picture of baby Halo, pleading with her not to put their son through a life without a mother. Then came the final message in that thread. I have to call the police. I can't let this happen. Later, Halle messaged again, sounding hurt and abandoned. I tried calling. It's just weird. You didn't even check if we made it safely. This is my point. After everything that happened yesterday and the things you said to me, it's clear you're not capable of showing me affection or love. She went on to say, I called and you sent me to voicemail, like I'm disturbing you, like I'm just a fly in your way. Then there were more recent texts from just this past February. DDG told her, you didn't talk about Halo for more than 2 minutes. That whole conversation was about girls. Halle, crushed, fired back. Every day I want to die because of the way you embarrass me, align with, and allow other women to speak on me. This is way beyond a messy breakup. The emotional wreckage between them is deep, and there's no sign of it slowing down anytime soon. Halle poured her heart out in another message saying, I keep going because of how much I love our son. DDG hit back with a cold dose of reality. I have $40,000 in bills every month. I have no choice but to work. But Halle didn't back down. She continued, and because I know how much he needs me. DDG then challenged her, saying, send me a clip of a girl disrespecting you. I'll give you $10,000 if you can. That's when Halle snapped back, you constantly hurt me and then try to say I'm wrong for asking for support. At this point, it's painfully obvious. This was a toxic relationship, and what's wild is that people on the outside thought they were the perfect couple. It looked sweet from a distance, but behind the scenes, pure chaos. Now, it's hard to tell if Halle was already dealing with mental health struggles before DDG came into the picture, or if being with him pushed her over the edge. Either way, these texts and this whole situation scream one thing. They do not belong together. What's also clear, both of them played a role in this mess. No one's walking out of this with clean hands. The finger pointing, the accusations, the emotional spiral. It's deep on both sides. As for who's really telling the truth, that part is still blurry. But one thing is crystal clear. No woman should ever feel so broken by a man that she doesn't want to keep going. If someone drains your spirit like that, it's time to let go, permanently. Now we wait and see what happens with this custody situation. Will DDG actually get full custody of baby Halo? Honestly, it's a long shot. With the accusations Halle's made against him, especially around abuse, it's going to be tough to convince a judge to hand him sole custody. But this case, far from over. It's still unraveling right before our eyes. We're gonna have to wait and see how all this shakes out between DDG and Halle Bailey, because it's looking messier by the minute. But remember that girl I told you about? The one DDG allegedly cheated on Halle with? Yeah, Lala Batiste? Well, she finally spoke up. She hopped on Twitch and gave her side of the story. And baby, she didn't hold back. She dropped details, claimed her innocence, and tried to clear her name from this entire situation. You definitely want to hear what she had to say.
One, let me just start here. Nothing sexual has ever gone on between me and Daryl. Point blank period. Like, let's just start there. And this is like tough for me to even speak on because legally, I don't want to say too much. Legally, Daryl cannot say anything. So I'm going to say what I can. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to keep this brief. But the context behind these accusations in general is stemming from a group trip that our whole friend group went on, right? Our whole friend group went on this trip, and everyone on this trip can confirm there was nothing weird going on. I wasn't even staying near them. It was for someone's birthday. Let's start there. There was never anything sneaky going on. Like, me and Daryl's relationship has always been strictly started off as business. Obviously, if you know, you know, like, he put me onto YouTube, started off there, grew into a friendship, has always remained platonic. So it's very unfortunate. Like, I know people already have this narrative because it's just hard to believe that a guy and a girl can be friends. Like, it's hard to believe that me and him or any other guy and girl can just strictly be platonic friends, okay? Yeah, again, like, I need to be careful with my words just legally, but this is just a weird situation. Like, I feel like people already have thoughts in their head, so it's easy to run with the narrative. But like I said before, like, at the end of the day, these are people's real lives. Like, y'all have to remember that. This is not funny. This is not like, I've seen certain stuff that I don't agree with because I just don't think this is anything to like laugh about. And outside of myself, like, other feelings are involved. I'm not even really referring to just me. At the time of this trip, we all went on this trip for someone's birthday. It was a group trip. Many other people were there, like many other people. Again, I'm not gonna name names because legally I just don't wanna say certain stuff, okay? But it was a group trip that we all went on. Again, I wasn't even staying near him. At the time, Halle saw that I was there, saw that I was on this trip with him. And of course, she had every right to like jump to conclusions at that point because I would have done the same thing. Like, I'm a girl, I know how it is. I've been in relationships. I'ma feel away if someone I'm dealing with, even if we're on and off, like if that's the person I'm dealing with and they go somewhere and whatever. And girls, you know, when you're in love and you're going through emotions, you feel things, and that's really all that was. Like, anyways, at the time of this trip that we were all on as a friend group, Halle did reach out to me and we had a private conversation. Again, I'm not gonna disclose details because that's between me and her, and out of respect for what's going on and for their privacy, it's not my place to disclose that information. But me and her had our own conversation. And at the time, like, when she reached out to me, I completely understood why, because I've been in those shoes. Like, I've dated someone and had assumptions of who they're around and whatever the case. And it doesn't help that this is something people already just thought, you know? Like, I've known him for a very long time. And like I said, we've always had a platonic friendship. So it might be easy to just assume, okay, like, he's been around this girl. There's no way nothing has happened. Like, there's no way we can be on a group trip and it really just be that. And it was for a birthday at that. Like, it wasn't even for him. It wasn't for me. After that situation, after we went on the trip, she did hit me up. She reached out to me. We had a long conversation about it. Things were cleared up, and rightfully so. Like, I didn't even feel any type of way when I found out when she hit me because I understood. I 100% understood. Like I said, I've been in that position. And we had a conversation. Things were cleared up. Ever since then, we've been on good terms. And this is something that happened so long ago. So and I'm not here to put anyone down. I'm not here to, you know, give you some extra tea out of respect for like many people involved. That's not my place. All I can say is my end. All I can do is clear up my side of it. It is unfortunate that this is even a situation. It's unfortunate that I'm even involved. Like, one second, guys, I'm getting a call. Hold on. Wait, I don't want my glasses to show. Hold on. Yeah, it's just a sad situation regardless. Like, I'm sure neither of them or anyone that's in these shoes would have wanted it to turn out this way. but there's way more important things involved and at stake. So
what do you think? Is Lala telling the truth? Is DDG playing both sides, or is Halle just at her breaking point? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I want to know what you think about this wild, draining, emotional roller coaster. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button for your daily dose of juicy info. You already know we bring the heat every single day. So make sure you come back tomorrow for more drama, receipts, and all the real behind the scenes.